Well, this is the largest, most important event in Cuba's political calendar. July the 26th marks the first armed uprising by Fidel Castro against the US-backed dictator Fulgencio Batista. The raid on the Moncada barracks in Santiago failed, but it catapulted Castro onto the national stage and sparked a rebellion which led to the eventual victory 5 years later. Now, this year's rally took place at the former Moncada barracks, the first such event since the United States and Cuba had restored diplomatic relations. President Raul Castro left the keynote speech to his number 3, Machado Ventura, who is another aging revolutionary. He spoke about the need for a prosperous and sustainable socialism, and on US relations, he said that a lot more needed to be done before they could have normal relations.
With the reestablishment of diplomatic relations between Cuba and the U.S., now begins a long and complex road towards normalization of bilateral relations, which includes, among other issues, the lifting of the trade embargo and the return of the U.S. naval base in Guantanamo.
This was very much a speech aimed at reassuring the old guard and the party faithful that détente didn't mean giving up on principles. In an earlier speech a couple of weeks ago to a Communist Party youth conference, he made reference to an offer by the US company Google to install Wi-Fi internet infrastructure across the island at no cost. His response was they wouldn't accept because this was about penetrating the country for ideological conquest. The aim of imperialists, he said, was to use this to destroy the revolution. After more than 50 years of conflict, Susan, there's still an awful lot of mistrust to overcome.
Certainly seems so, Michael. Well, we know 2 big issues for Cuba have been the trade embargo and the naval base. What are some of the other ones?
Well, another pressing one at the moment is Cuba wants to see the repeal of what's called the Cuban